Hi, this is Barry J. McDonald, and I'd like to welcome you to today's blog post over at writecom.com. And today's blog post was on playing by your own rules, and how this blog post came about was from something that happened to me over a year ago. Now, if you don't know anything much about me, a while back, a couple of years back, I had got into writing fiction for the children's market, and I got involved in the niche, the Minecraft game. And I got involved in the kind of subcategory of the children's fiction section, which was the Minecraft fiction, because it was really popular at the time, and I thought I'd give it a go. And I had got into writing by accident even before that, because I had written out a kind of a storyline for the first Minecraft book I wanted to publish, and the ghostwriter let me down, so I decided to give it a go myself, and I wrote the first book. And it done really well, and was, I got a lot of great reviews from it, and from that I wrote a series of 17 books then after that, each kind of building up along, taking the characters through all these different adventures. But I had set that aside, then I'd moved on to other projects. But it was only one day, about maybe 18 months ago, maybe 2 years ago, when I got a message on Twitter saying that somebody had passed on my information on to a well-known publisher in Australia, Scholastic, and they were interested in having a look at my Minecraft books and publishing them. And of course, being a self-published author, I was blown away at the thoughts that somebody would take the work that I had created and was actually going to traditionally publish it. So again, being like the naive person I was, I had built all these fantasies in my head and what was going to happen next and where was I going to go from here. And so I sent all the book covers off, all the content and all the everything related to the books that they could use, and I got a message back a couple of weeks later saying that thanks but no thanks, we already have a lot of Minecraft books, and your work is along the same lines as everybody else's, and we have enough of that, so would you write something better the next time or something different and come back to us. Now, if I was a traditional published author, I probably would have been knocked back, and it would have knocked my confidence that the work that I created was just the same as everybody else's, which it wasn't, because at the end of the day, none of us writes the same story the same way. All of our stories are unique, no matter what genre we're in, and what it showed to me was anybody that was relying on a publisher to give them a little pat on the head and say, good work, now we're going to publish your work, it just it opened my eyes to it, and I was so glad that I had gone down the self-publishing route, that I had got the confidence to make those books, and I had published them myself. And I came to the stage, at that stage then, I wasn't even actually relying on those books, I'd moved on to other projects. So it opened my eyes to the world of traditional publishing, how it can knock back an author, and that is even more of a reason why I would push for everybody to self-publish, because you don't have to be you're self-reliant, you can make your own income, and when you think about getting that little pat on the head, it's very demeaning, and then when they actually do that, then they won't even give you a high percentage of the earnings of the book. So that is why I would never ever go down the traditional book route. And another thing too then was I had showed them that I had an audience. My books had good reviews, the kids were loving them, and because of that then, that's how I actually got in front of a traditional publisher. And sometimes, if you're a new author, maybe you feel that that it's the only way to go, and but I would say hold back, build an audience in your self-publishing, and then when you're in your self-publishing, you've built an audience and people are loving your books, you're going to find that traditional publishers are going to come for you, because you're less of a gamble. You have an inbuilt audience that they can sell your work to, and because of that, you're going to be more attractive to them, rather than somebody who maybe is coming out with their first book and is pushing and pushing and pushing, trying to get that book traditionally published. So that's why I highly recommend that you play by your own rules. Go down the self-publishing route. Build your audience your own way. Build your email list of readers, and lock it up that you have total control over everything, rather than handing over the little permission, the pat on the head, and then the little percentage you're going to get from the traditional publishers. So that had little lesson then had showed me that I'd gone down the right route. If I was relying on that on them to give me the go ahead, or create books that they wanted rather than the books that I wanted to write, for my audience, because my audience had told me they wanted those books. But at the end of the day, they had told me that my work was the same as everybody else's, and I should write something special just for them. So, you can't see this now, but I'm just giving them the two fingers at this moment, because, play by your own rules, because if you can't make yourself happy, there's no point in working for somebody else. Like, that was one of the reasons I got into writing, was to get away from the 9 to 5, not to put myself into a 9 to 5 job working for a publisher. So, it's keep that advice in mind when you're thinking about going down the traditional publisher's route. So this has been today's blog post over at writecom.com. My name is Barry J. McDonald. Now, if you are interested in going down the self-publishing route, I highly recommend you drop by Writecom, because we've got 2 great free reports at the moment. One of them is how to sell more books, and the other is 10 ways to make money from writing. So if any of those interest you, or you'd like to find out more about me or my blog, come on over to writecom.com. So take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.